Time now is 6:11 on the Breakfast Club with Ken and Lauren. Today we will see a pretty nice forecast. We might see some rain, mostly cloudy, breezy, chance for showers later on, but a high of 62. So soak that in. I know that I will be. Speaking of the weather, I wanted to mention this. You can see all of the pictures, I guess, if that's how your brain works, like mine, b105country.com. But we have our first look at what the summer months ahead hold weather-wise. So the National Weather Service's Climate Prediction Center released its seasonal outlook for the summer, which is so close. And so they look at temperature and then they look at precipitation. So according to the National Weather Service and the Climate Prediction Center, we do have moderate odds of being a warmer than average summer. Of course, we've had such a weird winter. You could barely even call it a winter other than that one snowstorm we had. So that's good news. Minnesota and Wisconsin should be a little bit warmer than average. And then precipitation wise, it looks like we're actually going to have a drier than normal summer. So if you want to see like the pictures to kind of go more in depth with it, you can b105country.com. But looks like we'll kind of be seeing a weird summer as well, but not in the terms of like, it's going to be really cold or anything. It's just not going to be too rainy. So we'll take that. Also starting today, if you go to the Spirit Mountain area, there's going to be a little bit of a change. So the St. Louis County officials, they just shared a detour alert. They said West Skyline Parkway Bridge that leads to the Spirit Mountain Recreation Area will be closed starting today. St. Louis County Public Works is replacing the bridge this summer. They're also doing stream restoration work so that Knowlton Creek will again flow as an open natural channel, and the new bridge is expected to be complete in November. So if this is part of like your daily routine or you go in this area a lot, you can go to b105country.com and then you can sign up. There's a link there to get updates. There's so many road projects and construction things going on right now. It can be kind of hard to keep track. So check that out on our website, b105country.com. Some detour options there for you as well. 6:14 coming up. We're going to talk our Kenny Chesney contest that starts today. So keep it here on B105. Town Party Heartache on the dance floor, 6:40 on the Breakfast Club with Ken and Lauren on B105. Today, mostly cloudy, breezy, rain later on, but a high of 62. So I'm a little freaked out because I was just wondering about this. It popped up on our website, but I think it's a common thing that we all wonder, especially like during the winter when everybody's getting sick. So have you ever gotten sick and then it's just like, you know, if whether you have the flu or a cold or whatever, it's like you just want to put it behind you. So you like bleach your house, you throw away your toothbrush. I do that. I get a brand new toothbrush. Well, I have a Sonicare, so I get a brand new toothbrush head after I'm sick because I'm like, I don't want to get sick again. But apparently it doesn't matter in most cases. You can use the same toothbrush. Now, does anybody, I want your opinion on this, so you can call me up, 727-B105. But basically, if you have a compromised immune system, maybe a health issue, you might want to swap out your toothbrush when you're sick, right? But if you don't have a compromised immune system, you simply get like even strep throat or like the flu or whatever, you don't need to toss out your brush. You can just keep using it. Yeah. So there was like a study done in 2013 that shows that it's additional bacteria and stuff that doesn't pop back up. So that's good to know because, you know, if you're buying new toothbrush heads, that's like the one thing I hate buying at the store because it's so much money. It's like $30 for 3 or whatever. You don't have to do that. But obviously don't share toothbrushes with somebody that's sick, things like that. But I just thought that was interesting. I was just wondering that. I'm like, gosh, I don't know, because everybody was just sick recently and whatnot. And I'm like, do I need to get a new toothbrush head if I'm sick? And I just do. It's just a mind thing. So, yeah, if you have any other thoughts on that, you can call me up, 727-B105. Time now is 6:48 on B105 Breakfast Club Confession. I accidentally hung up on somebody that just called to talk about toothbrushes. So after this, if you could call me back, I did try. I guess I'm just not good at technology. So please call me back in a few minutes. But we got to talk about Morgan Wallen. He's breaking his silence. We all know he was arrested in Nashville earlier this month. He was at Eric Church's new bar. He threw a chair over the top of the 6th floor. It landed in front of 2 cops, and he currently faces 3 felony charges of reckless endangerment. He has a court date May 3rd. He'll be in Nashville for his tour anyways. But yeah, not good. But he did finally say something. He's been quiet, but he said on Friday night in a social media post, "I didn't feel right publicly checking in until I made amends with some folks. I've touched base with Nashville law enforcement, my family, and the good people at Chiefs," which is Eric Church's bar. He says, "I'm not proud of my behavior. I accept responsibility. I have the utmost respect for the officers working every day to keep us all safe. And regarding my tour, there will be no change." So he did say sorry. I figured that he was probably being quiet because he wanted to make sure that he apologized to others first. But yeah, he also did return to the stage. We'll talk about that next hour, but you can read more about his apology, his charges, all that, B105country.com. But speaking of charges, Kelsey Ballerini, she's actually taking legal action against a former fan, rightfully so. So there's a fan named Bo Ewing, and this is all alleged, but apparently this fan hacked and leaked unfinished and unreleased music. Kelsey's currently working on new music, so she filed for a temporary restraining order against the fan. Apparently it's a former member of her fan club. They've already shared some music, but Kelsey's trying to block it from happening further. She said artists spend countless hours perfecting their craft and telling their stories. Stealing and sharing unfinished music is illegal, and it harms the integrity of the creative process. So you can read all about that, B105country.com. Totally get why she is suing this person. Like, if you're working hard on an album and it leaks and the songs aren't even done, that's just terrible. So we'll see what happens with that. And then in today's Not on My Bingo Card news, Chris Jansen has a new music video out for his song What You See Is What You Get, and The Rock is in it. Very random. Like I said, not on my bingo card whatsoever. Parker McCollum, Burn It Down, 6:54 on the Breakfast Club on B105. So a few minutes ago, I was talking about something on our website, B105country.com, about whether or not you need to replace your toothbrush after you're sick. This is something I wonder all the time. I do it, but do you actually have to? The phone's ringing. B105, good morning.
Good morning. You were talking about sterilizing your toothbrushes.
Right, or using them after you've been sick.
Yeah, well, I have sterilized mine, but I will more often change my pillowcase.
Oh, that's smart.
Yep. Well, I'm old.
Yeah, I like to just bleach my whole apartment because I'm like, being sick is a little traumatic. And then when you just want to wipe away any memory of being sick.
Exactly. Yep, and every single handle and every single thing at your light switches. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, light switches. This is a good little PSA. Thank you.
You're welcome. But
time now is 7:22 on the Breakfast Club on B105. Cloudy today, breezy. Might see some rain later on, and a high of 62. Now, you may have heard me mention this earlier, but it is Get Downtown Week, which is so much fun. All of the downtown Duluth businesses and restaurants, they come together and they offer some fun discounts and whatnot. It's a great way to try out new restaurants and go shopping at places maybe you haven't had the chance to stop by yet. And in honor of that, we have a $25 gift card to Restaurant 301. It's located here in downtown Duluth on East Superior Street, and they have a BOGO appetizer special going on. So if you get our brain teaser right, you can have yourself a little date night with this gift card. So 13% of people think this should be kept in the fridge. What do you think it is? Now, I did just have to Google, is this considered a condiment? Because I wasn't sure. I feel like it's not, because you can eat a sandwich with just this on it. I wouldn't have a mayonnaise sandwich or anything. But this is considered a condiment. And it's also my dad's very favorite food. Oh my gosh, he eats this out of the jar. He loves it. So 13% of people think this should be kept in the fridge. I don't think I've ever put this in the fridge, but I don't think it would really change the way that it tastes. So if you have a clue, even if you don't, call me up, 727-B105. Just take a guess. Time now is 7:26 on the Breakfast Club with Ken and Lauren. We have a brain teaser question. 13% of people think This should be kept in the fridge. I had to Google if this is a condiment or not. Technically it is, so I think it's kind of easy. Let's go to the phone. B105, what do you think?
Is it peanut butter?
You are right. It is peanut butter.
Yeah, I mean...
Do you keep this in the fridge?
No.
I think it would taste like fine if you put it in the fridge, but I don't put it in the fridge.
It's too hard to spread it when it's full.
Really? Okay, I don't really eat peanut butter. I really just started eating it recently, so I guess I'm not an expert or anything like that.
Our family goes through a lot.
Who's this?
This is Emily.
Emily, congratulations. You have a gift card to Restaurant 301. You can take a little break from peanut butter for a night.
Great, thank you.
No, seriously, like I didn't like peanut butter for the longest time. And then recently, I really liked peanut butter. I kind of have like the same taste as like a toddler, really. If I could order off the kids' menu every time I would. So there you go. We have more fun gift cards to give away throughout the rest of the week. So as always, keep it here on B105. And coming up, we have another check of your weather forecast and then more tea in Lauren's Country Lowdown. Don't go anywhere. 727 on B105. That app alert went out for Kenny Chesney tickets. Our phones are blowing up. Let's go to the phone. Hi, who's this?
Andy.
Congratulations, you're caller 15. You're going to see Kenny Chesney.
All right.
Good job. You were on it. You must have been looking at your phone ready to call us up.
Oh, I was, actually. I've never won anything.
Well, you can't say that anymore.
I can.
Can you hang on a second?
I can.
Okay, congratulations, Brandy. We're going to do it again tomorrow, same time, same place. So you know the deal. This is such an extra bed that I'm playing here. It was the closest thing I could get to tropical. Have our app alerts on all week long, and sometime between 6 and 10, you're going to get an app alert. And if you tap it, it'll automatically call the studio. If you're caller 15, you're going to go to the show. Kenny Chesney, Zach Brown Band, Megan Maroney. Time now, 7:49 on the Breakfast Club with Ken and Lauren. Lots to get to. So Morgan Wallen, he returned to the stage over the weekend. He is just, I mean, it's self-inflicted, so I'm not saying feel bad for him. But, you know, earlier this month, he was arrested, 3 felony counts of reckless endangerment. He threw a chair off the top floor, 6 floors up at Eric Church's new bar, and he is going to go to court. His first court date is in early May, but it was also very awkward because Friday he made his first public statement saying sorry, and then Saturday he had to resume his tour in a very awkward place. So last year, I think it was last year, one of his controversies was that he was supposed to play a show in Mississippi, stadium show, and then like a few minutes before he went on, there was like a message on the screen that's like, Morgan lost his voice, everyone needs to leave, we're going to reschedule the show. But people were mad because it was literally like 10 minutes before the show or whatever. So that's where he was. He was making up that show, and he kind of addressed it before the show. He put a message up on the screen, kind of like he did when they had to cancel the show. He said, don't worry, you're not exiting. We're doing this show. And then on stage, he kind of alluded to everything that he's been through. He said that he used to get a little rowdy, and he still can get a little rowdy now. So, yeah, it's good that he ripped the Band-Aid and made up that show, but had to be a little awkward. But anyways, you can see some clips from that show, see his set list, read about his public apology, all that to B105country.com. Now, Luke Bryan, he was also on stage over the weekend. He was headlining a music festival in Canada. Well, someone threw a phone at him, which is just dumb. What is he going to do with your phone? Take a picture? Like, that's just dumb. Well, he was vibing, slipped on the phone, and biffed it. Like, he went down hard. It looked painful. His legs went up in the air. He said a bad word. And then he realized that he slipped on the phone, and he said, hi, my lawyer will be calling, just as a joke, handed it back. But, like, we got to stop throwing things at people on stage. We don't need a selfie that bad, but the fall is kind of funny. He asked the camera person to replay it and put it on the big screen. And then he's like, well, this is good press for my new song, Love You, Miss You, Mean It. So gotta love that. I would just go into hiding if I fell in front of thousands of people. I probably will now that I said that. But last but not least, Reba's sitcom, Reba's, coming to Netflix. All 6 seasons are going to be on there starting Monday, May 6th. She shared her excitement on Twitter along with so many other people sharing their excitement because I used to love that show back in the day. Time now is 8:42 on the Breakfast Club with Ken and Lauren. Today, mostly cloudy, breezy, chance for rain later on. At a high of 62. If you listen to B105, you know, you hear me say all the time, it's my dream to see a bear in the wild, but I'm going to see it from afar, right? Well, our jerks today are from Asheville, North Carolina. A group of people were caught on camera pulling 2 young bear cubs out of a tree to take pictures with them. This brings me to one of my biggest pet peeves, and that is that everybody feels the need to take photos of everything these days. Now, I'm not trying to be like crabby, but I feel like it's so frustrating sometimes if, like, I don't know, you go on like a girls trip or something and then somebody only wants to take pictures. It's like, take a picture of the bear from far away, but by under no circumstances should you grab 2 young bear cubs for so many different reasons. So a bystander saw this all happening, filmed it, sent the video to the appropriate officials so that they could look into it. But one of the bears actually was dropped and then it went off running. It was very, very traumatized. And then officials found this cub. It was lethargic and frightened, and it was wet and shivering, really scared. They haven't found the other cub that was pulled out of the tree, but one of the cubs, the one that was found, had to be taken to a rehab facility and hopefully can be released into the wild later this year. But it's very traumatized. First of all, you could get really, really injured if like the mom was around. That would have been really bad. But also, you're just a jerk for doing this. I think it's kind of well known that you're not supposed to do that, and you don't need a picture. That's just, I mean, I want a picture with a bear, a baby bear, but you don't take it out of a tree. Time now is 8:50 on B105. Today, mostly cloudy, breezy, chance for rain later on, and a high of 62. So I guess I could say Mother Nature is our angel today, bringing us nice weather on a Monday, but I have an even better thing than that. So our angels today, it's actually a group of strangers in Tennessee. They jumped into action. This could be a movie, banding together to overturn a flipped car and rescue a woman that was trapped inside. So this happened on I-40 in Hermitage, and it shows people running towards a silver vehicle that had flipped over in a field alongside a highway. Now, there was a woman who was walking. She saw this happen. She filmed the video. She said the woman inside the vehicle was unharmed and that the group waited for officials to arrive. But she said she filmed it because she wanted to highlight the kindness shown by strangers. Because, I mean, I feel like everybody gets such a bad rap these days, so we don't know how the car flipped or anything like that, but this group of strangers saw it, pulled over, jumped into action, and not only stayed with the woman, but made sure that she was okay as well. They also flipped her car back over, which, I mean, that could not be done by just one person unless it was like The Rock or something, or like John Cena. So yeah, I just love how the community banded together. And anytime that there's something bad that happens or scary, there's always stories of people doing good, and that always restores my faith in humanity. So there you go, our angels, a group from Tennessee.